Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me. I'm gonna need everybody today to please put on your thinking caps, all right? I know we love our girl, but she's not right. She's not. But anyways, before we get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So there were a lot of repeat conversations. I'm sorry, I just had to skip some things, but let's go. So in the morning, Joey and Sean have no remorse for the comments that they said the previous day in the challenge. Grace says she has no intentions of being friends with Joey, who also did not get coffee for Jesse. She says this is the first time that Joey hasn't done that for her, so bit of awkward vibes in the villa right now. Jessica says that she's in a good place with Io. To me, it's funny because she has to keep like convincing herself, like, I'm your favorite, right? I'm your bestie, right? You're obsessed with me, right? I'm like, how good can things be if you keep doing that? But anyways, Io says that I wrote this down and it looks confusing, but this is literally what he said. Io says, what was is not what is. What? Like, what does that mean? We know what the words themselves mean, but what do you mean when you say that, Io? Like, what was is not what it, what was it and what is it now? Like, that's what we, oh, this man. Anyways, they play Snog, Marry, Pie. I'm only going to talk about the important stuff, in my opinion. Off the bat, Connor and Mimi got a lot of marries. And it's on like a meta level. This is so frustrating because I swear every season, maybe not every season, but oftentimes there is a theme of people who get a lot of marries, but then their journey on the show doesn't reflect that. And oftentimes as a person of color. And it's just like, desirability politics is really whooping our asses, huh? As a society. It's interesting, but anyways, that's a conversation for another day. Connor married Mimi and pies Grace. Sean pies Jessica. Ruben marries Mimi. Josh kisses Nicole and pies Matilda because he says he pied Grace enough already. He's so weird. Josh kisses Grace, and I know from the After Sun, this is where everybody was like, and y'all were cussing out Mimi. I'm sorry. Him kissing Grace. Let's pause here. We know that in these kinds of games, oftentimes it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. Same with that Truth or Dare game. I'm surprised they haven't done it this season, where it's like, which face, body, and personality would you like, right? You're damned if you do and damned if you don't, whatever you answer. So I feel like if he would have snogged Mimi and married somebody else, it's like, okay, so are you even into me for real, for real? And then if he kisses somebody else but marries Mimi, it's like, well, why would you kiss somebody else? Especially somebody who you've expressed interest in before. So I'm not even gonna be on Josh's case too much for that. It's a different situation than what Mimi did in return. So let's go. Josh kisses Grace, marries Mimi, and pies Jesse because she hasn't been a supportive partner to Joey. And that's the point where he lost me. Not kissing Grace, but saying what he said about Jesse. I was like, I wouldn't put the onus on Jesse when it comes to the discourse in their relationship. I think that's self-inflicted on Joey's part. But let's move on. Io kisses Jess and marries Mimi. The girls are asking Jess if she's upset about that, and she's like, no, I would marry Mimi too. We know. Nicole marries Connor and pies Joey with force. Grace fakes like she's gonna kiss Josh, but kisses Ruben, marries Connor, and smashes the pie in Joey's face. Jesse marries Connor and pies Io. Jessica marries Connor and pies Joey. Mimi kisses Io. And this is where ish hit the fan.
Do you reckon there's still feelings there? The underlying feelings that we've put aside.
Jessica was going mad at me for saying it.
She's
in
obviously still
yesterday's
got
challenge.
feelings. She was in here for 4 weeks with a boy.
That's all I'm saying. I don't look crazy now.
You asked if she was still in the equation, which she's made clear she's not, and you was just being a shit stirrer.
As of respect, you've said, oh, allow it, put it to the side. That's been said.
That's it.
You kissed
what
Grace.
he's saying.
And you have sexual chemistry with her. I thought maybe I'd regret it, but I actually don't regret it, to be honest.
I cannot with Sean's mouth. Like, he's so irritating. He's so irritating. He is. And then I'm sorry, like, I hate to say he was right, but okay, so how do we talk about this? Because I don't think he was right when he was saying, like, oh, Mimi definitely still has feelings for Io and vice versa, and they're just going to pie the people they're with to restart things. He didn't say that like that, but that's how my mind processed it. And then he also said that Josh was going to bend Mimi for Grace. Like, those things are all present, but in a different context than the way he was saying it. So it does kind of seem like what he was saying ended up being true, but like not exactly. So Josh still entertaining things with Grace. I'm sorry. It kind of is due to the way that Mimi has been moving. And yes, are there still residual feelings between Io and Mimi? Yeah, but there isn't an intention to go forward with that connection for two different reasons. For Io, because he keeps saying and showing that his head is with Jess. And for Mimi, she said, well, out of respect for our partners, I'm just not gonna do that. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Like, he's right, but he's not right, you know? Anyways, because he talks too much, Mimi decided to pie him. Thank you, girl, because somebody needed to shut him up. After the game, Mimi and Io are basically the main topic of conversation. And I just want to make it clear that Josh's response to what happened is not great. Not great at all. His attitude, no bueno. But the sentiment is true.
He literally said he would have picked her if you weren't here.
Exactly.
Second best.
Exactly.
I would hate to be second best.
Yeah.
You kissed Grace for that reason, which is fine. And then she's kissed Io as well. So it's just like it's the same.
Io's got loads of history, in
Yeah,
my
exactly,
opinion.
bro. She's
Like,
trying
you
to say what I
wouldn't
did
then go on Snog
was the same,
and revisit
yeah.
them feelings.
How am I the bad guy for getting upset? You could have kissed anyone else. She could have kissed anyone else, bro. There's no continuance of building of feelings for me and Mimi. Nothing's continued from that conversation that we've had.
I've told him, yes, there's feelings there involved, but out of respect, just as getting to know I'm getting to know you. Stop trying to make it more than what you've got in your head, that I'm there. I'm not even there yet.
He's going to give you the ick if he carries on.
So I have it written here that he is definitely on one, which is an ick. We acknowledge that. Like, the way he's reacting is icky. It truly is. However, there is a difference between him kissing Grace and her kissing Io. It's just totally different. Like, he doesn't have a history with Grace. And even Mimi herself, whether she meant it or not, she said, I actually want him to explore his options. Therefore, when he picks me, it's because I am the best of, you know, what he had available. You know what I'm saying? Like, she said that. I want him to explore and choose me wholeheartedly. So there's no problem with him actually, like, seeing what's out there and whatever. Her kissing Io after repeatedly saying, oh, you know, that's a closed door, I'm moving on, whatever. Like, I'm sorry, that's a punch in the gut. And he has been asking her, like, is there something there? Should I be worried? And she keeps telling him no, in kind of a roundabout way, but she keeps telling him no. And then you do that, it's like, sister, what's the deal? Like, what is actually going on? I'm sorry. Yeah, Josh's reaction was not the best, but what he's saying is true. So Io is there saying that there's absolutely no intention to get back with Mimi. Does Mimi know this? Because I feel like she's patiently waiting for Jess and Josh to no longer be factors for them to rekindle. That's my impression, at least. Mimi is acting like there's no chance, not because it's time to close things off, but because of the respect she wants to hold for the other parties involved. So Joey then inserts himself into the conversation, And at first he was weighing in on that, and then he talked about why he kissed Nicole.
No one's tried to upset anyone right here. No one. I have not tried to upset Kieran by kissing Nicole.
Unless you say to me, oh, I'm kissing Nicole because I want to get with it.
I do not trust you. Believe me, mate. I don't ever want to kiss your girl ever again.
Marry Nicole and kiss Jessie. I'll be, oh, yeah, cool, fair enough.
Yeah, but I wanted to marry Jessie.
Joey, let me fucking talk.
It is astounding how Kieran has been able to run circles around the majority of these men. I don't get it. I do not understand it. Joey has how many years on him? 11? Is it 11 or 12? Joey has 12 years on Kieran, but Kieran surpasses him when it comes to maturity. And Joey, like, challenge or not, that's Kieran's actual girlfriend. Like, there's no way. And then to double down of like, I would never want to kiss her ever again. Don't ever count. Why is this necessary? Oh, Joey. Oh, Lord. Like, it was too much for me. But anyways, moving on. They get a text that they get to watch the Euros. And as we already know, it did not come home for England. But as they are getting ready, Jessica asked Matilda what's wrong with her man. Because honestly, what is wrong with Sean?
What's your man's beef with me?
I don't know.
Tell me now.
It's so awkward for me, innit?
Have a bit of sympathy.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's incredibly insensitive to Mimi as well.
Yeah.
In front of everyone, like, it's embarrassing for her, for me, for everyone.
One thing I really like about Jess is when she feels something, she's gonna let you know. She is not gonna bite her tongue for nothing. Yes, girl. If you feel something, say something. I really do like that about her. She does a little bit much with Io, but the guy isn't giving her anything. So I can see why she's starting to spiral. Like, show me some affection. Nigga, that. Oh, sorry. Oh, Lord. Let's move on. What happened here? After the Euros, Mimi talks to Nicole and Kieran about how things went in the Snog Mary Pie game.
I do think on Io's end, if I'm being honest, it is completely shut off. Josh knows that it's not completely shut off with you and Io.
I've told Josh. I think you should just go with what you want. Don't listen to other people. You gotta go for what you want. You come in, you're on your own. And as long as you keep him in the loop and you go about it in a respectful way.
Yeah.
Mimi definitely does not have to continue things with Josh. Like, it is completely up to you whether or not you want to be solo in here and just risk your place on the island. Like, you do not have to be coupled up. You don't. But as Kieran said, you can sense the unfinished business between Io and Mimi, regardless of what they're saying, because we know they say one thing to one person and something else to somebody else. You can feel it. You can see it. And Kieran knows firsthand because Io has been talking about it. Nicole knows firsthand because Mimi has been talking about it. And respectfully, if you're Josh, that's annoying. Like, that's annoying as hell. Like, I'm sorry. I really do side with Josh on this one. Like, I really do. So Mimi has been saying this whole time, when they do have conversations, it does get a little bit flirty because she doesn't know how to have a friendship with a guy that she used to be really into. Imagine the guy who's with you right now trying to figure out if things are closed or not. It's probably confusing for him too. Io and Jess talk about all the drama, and he says that if he was Josh, he would be pissed off.
There can be feelings there for someone without both parties wanting to take action.
I'm just happy that you understand that whole situation.
Are you shocked that she chose to snog you in the challenge?
Yes. If I was in Josh's position, I'd be fucking pissed.
He is pissed. He's very pissed off.
Naturally.
It's interesting to me how damn near everybody sees the situation for what it is. Even Io himself, when he holds the key to shutting this whole thing down immediately. Like, Io, you could end this saga immediately. But I don't know if he really does want to pursue things with Mimi potentially in the future, or if he just likes the attention from Mimi. But sir, like, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Anyways, yeah, everybody sees this for what it is. What do I say here? Oh yeah, everybody sees it besides Mimi, and Josh's reaction was still poor, but the sentiment is valid nonetheless. So Josh talks to Mimi, who is still talking about residual feelings, this and that, whatever.
Where obviously you've got history with Io, like a deeper history, it just felt like if you considered me a bit more,
you might have reconsidered that decision?
I was with the guy for weeks and weeks and weeks. They're not just going to disappear. And I've said this to you, though. The feelings are still there, and it's difficult because a lot of the time...
But what do you mean the feelings are still there, though?
Yes, I kissed him, but that doesn't change how I'm feeling because the feelings are there, but they're put to the side.
I'm pretty sure the majority of people, like, understand what's going on. But I have been seeing, like, on Twitter, because I was scrolling while the episode was going on, like, a lot of people are like, wow, Josh is whack, Josh is this and that and whatever. Put this into perspective. If you're trying to pursue somebody and they keep telling you, oh, you know, there are still feelings there, but, what did I write here? There's still feelings there, but I've put them on hold. There's still feelings there, but I put them aside. There's still feelings there, but I'm exploring my feelings with you. Like, I'm sorry. After about 3-4 times of hearing that foolishness, you start to get pissed off. You really do start to get pissed off because this person is playing in your face. Love Mimi down, but I'm sorry she's playing in Josh's face. There's no other way to look at it, girl. You are playing in his face. I would be livid too. I really would be. If she still had these feelings for somebody else, you need to stop kissing this next person that you're with if you care for their feelings. So she doesn't like the way that he was reacting, talking to the other guys. But at this point, seemingly, we don't know Josh's true intentions, but we're just going to base it off of what we see on the television. He is now emotionally invested in this girl. So why are you kissing up on him and y'all cuddling in the bed and all this stuff, but then you want to look him in the eye and talking about residual feelings? Like, let's be for real. Let's be for real. Jess asks Sean why he's obsessed with Mimi, which is what we've all been trying to figure out.
I just want to know why you're so obsessed about this whole Mimi and Io thing.
For Mimi to kiss Io is a bit of a statement. She could have kissed anyone. Mimi may possibly have more feelings than she's letting off.
Everyone in this villa has seemed to move on and understand that two people can have feelings and it not go anywhere anymore.
Yeah, there must be... I know everyone talks about these feelings, but what are these feelings?
I don't know why Sean is so vocal about the Mimi and Io situation. Like, everybody is aware that it's a thing, but nobody talks about it as much as he does. Like, it's an either he's obsessed with this girl or there's a strong dislike for this girl. Like, it's odd. It's very odd. But anyways, he says that he sees the affection, well, the suppressed affection coming from Mimi's side, which from his perspective is not true because he hasn't heard that from Mimi. He has heard whispers of that around and he has talked to Io specifically. So you're not really telling the story accurately. I think he was trying to save face in front of Jess, trying to make her feel a little bit better. But anyways, Kieran tells Josh that things are likely not finished on Mimi's side, which they aren't. And Josh and Io have a conversation basically about this. It's the same thing over and over again. Then Io says categorically, I don't want to pursue things with this girl. Like, yes, there are feelings, cool, but I don't want to go there. Can you go and tell her? Can you go and tell her? Because I don't think she got that message. And I'm even thinking back to the time when they had the boundaries conversation. We didn't even get to see what these actual boundaries were. And maybe if they had set something in place, we would be somewhere else right now. Because this ambiguity, it would be so frustrating if you're partnered with either one of them, honestly. So Josh says that he's eventually going to have to make a decision because he can't keep getting embarrassed. I agree. I'm sorry, I agree. Matilda talks to Jess, and she's telling Jess a different story than what Sean told her.
Sean has heard and seen things from a boy's point of view.
From Io?
From Io.
Like what?
Io is holding back his feelings for Mimi because he doesn't want to upset you. If Io had the balls, he'd go for Mimi and have a chat with her. And she has a similar opinion. They're very much parallel.
Okay. Interesting.
All of this is just reinforcing to me the idea of not being the super understanding girlfriend. Of course, it is good to see your partner's perspective and be understanding, take into account the context of certain things, whatever, cool. But I feel like Jess has been trying to be super understanding, knowing full well that somebody's playing in her face. She don't know who it is. Could it be Io's friends? Could it be Io? Could it be Mimi? Could it be Mimi's friends? It doesn't matter. Somebody's playing in her face. And she's trying not to let it get to her, but babes, trust your gut. Like I said in the previous episode, trust your gut. Something is off. So, then to make matters worse, this Mimi, Michelle, decides to tell Joey to go fetch Io onto the terrace, and she crawls up there so she's not seen. I'm like, this... What, like, what could he... What? Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what would be the point of this. Because if it's a conversation to end it, why would it have to be done in secret? If it's a conversation to see if there's still a chance, girl, I need you to stand up. Literally and figuratively. Stand up, sister. Lord have mercy. Anyways, we'll see what happens in the next episode. They didn't give us a preview, but there is a vote. Who did y'all vote for? I really do love Mimi, but we have to admit when somebody loves toxicity, and I fear she's one of them. I still hope you win. I think that chance is gone, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Anyways, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.